Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you yet again with another weekly update video. And got a bunch of stuff to show you this week. Got some mail finds this week, which I already did a video on, so we're going to rehash that a little bit and look at a bunch of that stuff close up in the second half of the video. Pretty much store find wise, I only found one thing. I found a Super. Pretty cool. I found the Super at Target. So pretty cool. So this is my, I don't know, like 10th Super this year, I think, that I found ish. And so far the first one of this Mustang. I am not going to crack this open because frankly I don't care for it, and it will be traded. Don't have any takers yet, but I'll pretty much trade this for any Super treasure hunt that I do not have, or any Ultra Red that I do not have. So if anybody's out there that's got something they want to trade for this, give me a holler, let me know. Alright, so there is that. The mail find wise, I did a video on these, so I'm just going to buzz them by real brief here. So got these Matchboxes, this Kyosho, which we're going to take a look at in the second segment, an Ultra Red Plymouth Roadrunner, the A-Team van, pretty sweet, this Racing Champions Mint, Firebird, bus, this beautiful green machine, panel truck, I think that's a Ford, right? Or that's a Chevy? That was a Chevy. Chevy panel truck. That stuff was all from Heavy Metal 164, which I did a video on, as well as the video for the stuff from J Money Wheels. So shout out to you guys again. Thank you very much. This Gas Monkey Corvette, we're going to open that up. We're going to open up all this stuff in a minute here. Got this Holiday, which I guess now I'm missing one of these. I have the red one, the green one, now the white one, and I guess there's a blue one. I didn't know there was a blue one, but my buddy Sharash let me know that I don't have a complete set because he's got the blue one. So anyway, I need to get a blue one of these, and then I'll have the complete Holiday rods set of the VW Bug. So that'll be pretty cool. And then we got this guy to open up. We're actually going to take this casting and we're going to compare it to the original Redline. I do have a couple of those. I've got a Hong Kong version and a US made version, so we can take a look at all three of those and kind of look at them together, as well as the Ultra Red, this Ultra Red that's inside of here. We're going to take a look at this, and we're actually going to compare this to the two other Ultra Red versions of this car. So that'll be a fun little compare in the second segment. Then my buddy, kind of new buddy, Andrew Douglas, he's my friend on Instagram, and he's in the local Facebook group of mine that I just joined. So I'm just now active on Facebook again, which I basically have just left my Facebook dormant for a very long period of time, and just recently kind of started going on it again, simply just for Diecast. So now that I'm on there again, I'm on a little group. It's pretty cool because we're all kind of chatting. We all kind of know each other now, you know, locally, who's who. So that's kind of nice, and we all kind of know what each other collects and all that stuff. So if you got a local Facebook group for Diecast, I do recommend you give it a shot. Hopefully the dudes in the group are cool, and you can get along with them, and you know, maybe you can make some good local trades and stuff. So it beats not having to ship stuff sometimes to be able to make a trade locally. Anyway, he went down to a shop called SC Diecast, which is down in the Sheboygan Falls area, which is a bit of a drive from here, from my location. And he was able to pick me up some stuff at cost, basically, which was fantastic. So he was going down there anyway. He picked up a bunch of stuff. He picked up some stuff for me. So I had him pick me up two of the Johnny Lightning, the newest Greatest Generation series. I had him pick me up both version A and version B of the tank. So this is what? This is the M3 Lee tank. We are going to open up both of those. So that's, I think, the dirty one. This is the clean one. We're going to open up both of those and take a look in the second segment of the video. Take a look at that. Take a look at the packaging for this close up, and then open it up and take a look. There are a couple other cool things in the series. I passed on most of them. I just really wanted I wanted a Johnny Lightning tank. Shout out to Lamar Fashion, who influenced me to want a Johnny Lightning tank. but definitely wanted one. And when I saw they were coming out again, that's pretty neat. I wanted to see how it works because it's got working rubber treads, as far as I know. So we're going to take a look at that in the second segment, and that'll be pretty cool. He also picked me up the 3 vehicles I needed from the most recent pop culture lineup, which this is the DC pop culture lineup. So we got the T1 panel bus, the 77 Dodge van, and the Dodge A100, 66 Dodge A100 van. So excited to have those in the collection now. I don't have to hunt for them. Thank you very much for picking me up these and selling me them at cost, which was fantastic. So actually I paid as much as you would pay at a retail store. So happy about that. And then, really cool, this is on a busted blister, which I don't care obviously because I'm going to open it. Sold me this for $4.50. That's a steal for this guy. This is from the, what is it, the Delivery Series, Hot Wheels Delivery Series. It's Real Riders Metal on Metal. When did these come out? I think they came out, about 2010. So already 8 years ago this came out. Crazy. So I'm going to go ahead obviously and open up that. So it's another Dodge A100 checked off the list. So that is awesome. So I think that's it. So that's going to be it for what I'm going to show you. So I got this pile of stuff here that we're going to open up. We're going to open up all of this stuff. So we've got plenty of stuff to look at in the second segment here. Like I said, we'll take a look at the Roadrunner Ultra Reds together. We'll take a look at this Beetle casting because this is after the Redline casting, and we'll take a look at the original Redlines. Both the ones I have are extremely beat up, so they're not like mint condition or anything, but it still should be cool to kind of look at the casting differences. And that's gonna be it. So let's flip the camera around and check out some cool stuff. All right, guys, let's first take a look at this beautiful Kyosho Ferrari. This is a Ferrari S.A. Aparta. I can't speak Italian, and so I'm not going to really attempt. But here we go. So we got lens details in the front. We got lens details in the back. We got this beautiful metallic blue paint job, kind of like almost a purple. Of course, Kyosho's, like most Kyoshos, we got a plastic base. It is screwed together. These, since it is a Ferrari, this is sold as basically a model kit. So you have to put the axles and wheels on this car. It comes in like 3 or 4 pieces, and you just got to put it together. Not difficult to do, apparently. I've never had to put one together because everyone that's been sent to me so far, every Kyosho basically in my collection, except for a handful that I got off of eBay, have been given to me from Travis at Heavy Metal 164. So thanks again, Travis, to add another Kyosho Ferrari to the stable. That is growing ever so slowly, but very cool. This is a really good roller too. Just quality from Kyosho. Kyosho stuff is excellent. I definitely recommend getting into it. If you don't have any Kyoshos in your collection, I recommend you get just one. Check it out, and guarantee you there will be more to follow. As long as you don't go nuts and try to get really expensive ones. One of the expensive ones that I want is definitely a Ford GT40. In Gulf colors. I think that would be amazing. Those go for about $70 or so on eBay. One day I'll pick one up and I'll just bite the bullet and pull the trigger on one, but as of right now, I do not have one in the collection, but definitely going to get one sometime. Probably should get it sooner or later because the price probably is just going to go up. So there you go. There's another Kyosho. Just real quick, here's the card that you get with it. There's stuff I cannot read because I do not speak the language. Looks like 2010. If that is a year. Ferrari Mini Car Collection 9. So red, you can get it in red, the blue, and the black. So pretty cool. All right, so there is that to start with. Just a Kyosho. Put that in a safe place here. Next, let's take a quick look at this green machine. This thing, I just wanted to show again because the color combo looks fantastic. It's a Shell motor oil. This is from the Running on Empty series, I'm assuming. Chevy panel truck. It's number 36, very, very low number. This is another one from Travis, and you get the license plate there. Just the green on this, though, for a green body green machine, this is just fantastic looking. It looks very, very nice. There's like no flaw in the paint whatsoever. It just looks really, really good with these brown fenders, actually, or maroonish fenders and the yellow rims. I just think this is a very, very good looking green body green machine. I really think all green machines should be green body green machines. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I really like that better than doing green wheels and a green base. Every once in a while they could do green rims, that's fine. But the green base, I could take it or leave it. I think they should definitely do something green on the vehicle, this emerald green color, and make it actually look good. This looks good to me, anyway, in my opinion. So thank you very much for that, Travis. Another quick little piece from Travis, and also a Greenlight, is this VW. This is from a diorama, I think, that I haven't seen come out in my area at all yet. But it's cool because now I got it. So lots of detail on this little casting. Of course, I love this VW casting, and I do collect it, so I have a ton of them. Someday we'll go through the whole collection, and that will be kind of neat. All right, so one last Greenlight piece quick is this guy, GMC Vandura from the A-Team. This is from Greenlight Hollywood Series 19. Go ahead and take it out of the package. Greenlight Series 19, just so you know what else is. Does it show what else is in there? It does not, but I might as well show you the back here. Got some quotes, and just very, very cool. So I'm glad to have this. Now this is another one. The green machine of this casting has green wheels, green rims, and a green base. So I'm not gonna go after it. If any part of the body and stuff was green, like even this stripe was green or something crazy, I would definitely want it. But since it's just a green rimmed one, I'm not after it. But it is a van casting, and it is a very, very nice one. You got your lights up top there. You got this nice piece, this brush guard on the front. Little spoiler on the top here. I mean, they did a really good job with it. There's your exhaust coming out the side. Got side pipes. The rims look really good. Just a great representation of the A-Team van. And just a really good job from Greenlight on this casting in general. So any of these vans that come out, the Vanduras, whether it's A-Team, whether it's whatever it is, I will be picking them up for sure. So definitely going to be a casting that I will start collecting. So that's a new tool from Greenlight, and I'll end up with all of them as they come out, guaranteed. All right, so there's that. Next up, before we get into some Hot Wheels stuff, we got a couple of other things to take a look at. Let's take a look at this right here. This World War II M3 Lee tank. These are limited to 2,000 pieces. This is version A, which is the clean version. Go ahead and open it up. In case you wanted to know what else is in the series, we'll take a quick look at that. There you go. You can pause it if you want. That's what else is in there. If you want to read any of this stuff, you can pause it. So there is that. Let's take this tank out. This looks like it's going to have some fragile pieces on it, so I'm kind of interested. I'm actually just going to set it right there for a second, and then I'm going to open up the other one so we can take a look at both of them at once. Save a little time. Okay, so starting with the turret up top, it does move. Oh, and so does the little turret. So hang on, let's zoom in a little bit. All right, so we have a moving turret up here. So this little guy moves, and this guy moves too. 360 degrees. It moves up and down, and yeah, and this little guy moves too. This little back rear-facing one. I'm being careful with it because I don't want to break it. It does seem quite fragile. It looks like we got the other gun in the front here. Also moves up and down and a little bit left and right. And I am definitely not a tank expert or a military vehicle expert in any fashion, so I do not know how accurate this is to whatever tank it's supposed to be, which is what the M3 Lee tank. So I do not know. Let's see here. It does have rubber tread here. Ooh, and it's already kind of fallen off. Now I don't know. I think it's supposed to roll a bit. I'm trying to see if we can get it to do that. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get this one to do it. And maybe it is more of a static display. It does roll a little bit, and I think it is supposed to, but it does take some coaxing to do that. And like I said, I don't really want to wreck these things. I just wanted a tank in my collection. Yeah, it does. The tread does move, but it feels like you're kind of stretching it as it's moving. So I'm not sure how to get it loosened up to roll a lot, but I'm not going to worry about it. For now, it's going to be a static display anyway, for me anyway. But the little gear in there actually does kind of turn the tread around, as you can kind of see that there. But it does feel quite stiff, so I'm not going to mess with it. But there it is. There's your tanks from Johnny Lightning. Pretty cool little pieces. Got a lot of articulation here. A lot of fragile pieces, which I'm not a huge fan of fragile pieces on my diecast because I feel like I'm going to break them every time I touch them or put them in any sort of storage. So that part kind of stinks, but kind of save a little part of the packaging so you can kind of store it without risking it breaking. So there is that. All right, so next up, what we should probably take a look at quick is going to be this little feature presentation here. So this is custom Volkswagen. It is Real Riders 2 of 6 for Series 5 from RLC. These are not terribly limited. They're limited to 11,000. We, of course, are going to open this one up. Oh, man. This one did not open up well. Did one of those to me. Where it's a challenge now. All right. Here we go. All right, so there it is. Now this, I believe, yes it is. Okay, so this version of it is very close to the US original Redline casting. It's even got a copyright 1967 on the bottom, which is kind of cool. So I don't know if this is a direct, accurate retool of it. Let me see here. I think the motor on this is plastic, which is not accurate to the US version, and I'm going to show you these in just a moment here. So, but this car, I mean, this beautiful looking Volkswagen Beetle, right? That looks really cool. What does that say in the back there? Automatic sunroof? What the hell does that say? I don't know what it says. Does this say HW Lisa? Anyway, I don't know what that means or anything. But here is this Beetle. It's got painted headlights, which is indicative of the US version. The interior is the same as the US version of this casting when it originally came out. And I have two examples of that real quick. They're both beat up. So here's one of them right here. It had a metal engine part. Base is pretty much the same. If you take a look at these, pretty close to the same anyway. You get 2 rivets, and this had a hole there. Of course, the printing and stuff is all different. The wheels, of course, are very different. Axles are very different. But just taking a look at this, so this is your US version, which would have had painted headlights. Of course, the paint is gone. These wheels have been retouched. I got this thing super cheap. Inventory, or the interior steering wheel is actually part of the interior molding. Engine is metal. This is just another version of the same thing in green, also very beat up. Would love to have a mint example of one of these in my collection at some point in time. I think that would be great. But here's some beat up ones. And then this guy right here, this is a Hong Kong version of the casting. The base is different. You can tell there how the base is different. Another difference is the motor is plastic, not metal. The interior is different, if you can see in it. These all had sunroofs. There are some versions that were made without sunroofs, and they're very rare. The steering wheel is a black separate piece in the Hong Kong version, and the headlights are actually part of the base on the Hong Kong version. So that's how you can tell the difference between, I don't know much about Redlines, but that is basically the differences that I'm aware of between the Hong Kong and US versions. And this enamel olive color is actually very rare. It's a rare Redline color. Now this thing is completely beat up, so I don't really know if it's really worth much of anything. But this I actually found, believe it or not, my mom found this thing in a like Goodwill bag, probably about a year or so ago. So that's a really cool score from a Goodwill. So I think she paid like $3 for the bag of cars, and this was in there. So that's a pretty cool score. So there is that, just to show you the differences between the US and the Hong Kong versions models. This thing's got the sunroof, obviously. It's got the US interior, but it's got the Hong Kong motor, basically, because it's plastic. Everything else about it is the US version, basically. Great paint job on it. Looks really, really good. You got painted headlights on it, so really cool to add this to the bug collection. So that is great. Then next thing we'll look at real quick, I brought out this Johnny Lightning just to compare it to this Racing Champions casting. Okay, so this Racing Champions casting is an old Racing Champions tooling. This is from Racing Champions Mint. What is it? 2017 release 3. This is version B in blue. Version A is like a off-white color. And there it is. So just pretty weird. This casting I wasn't going to originally pick up because it is just a weird version of this Firebird. Hood opens though. You got some detail in there. That's cool. The front is a separate piece. My bird, it says on the license plate. It is very detailed, so it got a nice round 2 treatment on this Racing Champions casting. I just don't like, I don't know, maybe it looks better on camera than it does in person. The stance is kind of weird, and just the overall proportions of it are kind of weird. This is the Johnny Lightning, the version of the 67. This would be a 68, this would be a 67, so they're very close, first gen Firebirds. But I think that even though the Johnny Lightning one looks a little weird too, maybe this casting is hard to, or this car is hard to accurately depict in a small scale. I think the Johnny Lightning one looks a little bit better though, as far as proportions go. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think looks better. But this thing is just huge. And some of the Racing Champions castings were definitely just big for 1/64 scale. You can tell that. There's a Mustang in this series too. What is it? The Shelby GT500 KR that's in this series is huge. I mean, it's really, really big. And this is really, really big too for 1/64 scale. So just wanted to show you guys that. And this is from Travis. Thank you very much for getting this for me so I didn't actually have to buy it myself. I really do appreciate that. And then next, oops, I forgot to look at one Hot Wheels bug. This is the holiday one. I'm not going to spend much time on it. Just want to roll it by the camera. It's from good buddy J Money Wheels. Does great in-store videos. Check him out if you don't know who he is. If you're into the in-store thing, I like watching him score some stuff. Living vicariously through him, scoring like 50 some odd supers so far this year. Crazy stuff. So here's this guy. Holiday rods, pretty cool. This is the old VW Bug casting, the Larry Wood one. And I collect this casting, so had to add this one to the collection. Glad to have it loose and glad to have it into the collection. So that is great. Next up, real quick, let's take a look at Roadrunners. And here's a quick quiz, right? Okay, so before I tell you which one of these is which. All right, do you know your answers? There's 3 versions. Do you know all 3 versions? Of course I do. All right, so this is the first one from License Premium Series 3, and definitely the most difficult one to find, period. One of the most difficult Ultra Reds to get, period. When these come up, these are expensive. So that is your first version that it ever came out in. You got a full Ultra Red, you got the white stripe, the white accents on the hood, and just a very cool looking car. This is the second one to come out, which was in 2017, I think Premium Release 3, maybe? 3 or 4, whatever. It doesn't make a difference. It was this came out last year. This one is plagued with base issues. There's a lot of these that are out that have a gap right there. You can see it, okay? There's actually a lot of these that came out with a gap too, but Travis was kind enough to give me one that does not have a gap in it. But here's this one. So the only difference is we get a white roof as opposed to no white roof. And of course the stance issues. The license plate is also different. I think the grill, yeah, the grill is slightly different too because this is a different year actually. So there's that. And then this is the one that I just got. So this is the hobby exclusive release. No real gap in this one. The stance is correct. Big difference is the black stripe as opposed to the white accents. It's got black accents. We got a white interior, which is another difference. White base, which it shares. This one also has the white base and white interior, I guess, too. But there you go. And this one has the same grille as the first release, or at least it's closer to it. So, and different license plate, but actually the same license plate as that one. All right, so there's a quick little showing of differences of this Roadrunner casting. So this is awesome. I am complete on that casting, of course, aside from the Ultra Raws. All right, so we still got some more stuff to go through. So this is just not ever going to be a short video, guys. 67 Datsun Z, old Matchbox. We'll open that one up. This has been in the package, I suppose, since what year? I tried to find this before and I couldn't. I think these are like early 80s, I want to say. Yeah, 1980 is the copyright date on that, so probably 81 would be about accurate. And I think this is actually the same, 1980. So here's another one. This one's a special edition. It's going to be specially opened up. Yeah, this is the Fair Lady Z. Much cooler casting, I think, than this 260. So the 260's got opening doors. It's a pink in color. Very pink in color, actually. Looks more magenta in the package, but the package is a little yellowed, so there's that. So these are Matchbox Superfasts. These are made in England. Lesney's. Very, very cool. It's cool to add this to the Z collection. Yeah, Matchbox of this era did opening doors on 1/64 scale cars very well, and a lot of them had suspension too. Stance on this one's a little weird because the wheels are pretty small. This one's a little more correct, but it's got a trailer hitch on it, which is a little weird for this car to have a trailer hitch on it. But they did put out a lot of trailers in that era too. We're going to be looking at a lot more Matchbox in future videos, so look forward to that. I got a lot to show you. All right, then we're going to buzz. We're going to buzz through these. All right, so Dodge A100s, Pop Culture, Green Lantern. Let's open it up. You guys are going to be seeing these in stores, hopefully, or have seen them in stores. So we can go through that one really quick. Then we got the 77 Dodge Van, which has Batman on it. I am not a comic book guy, guys, so I don't know. I'm not a DC guy, whatever, any of that stuff. Not into any of it. I'm into little toy cars, I'm into music, and that's about it. And then, so there's Superman, I guess, on that one. Pretty cool looking VW bus. Like the wheels on that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And pretty cool. So thanks, Andrew, for picking those up. And then this guy we'll have to open up. Or slide it out of the back side of the pack. Now we have to open it up. And then here's another A100 for the collection, and definitely a cool one. Nice to get it in a non-pop culture release. That looks great. Get the Spirit 76. So there's those together. Love seeing this casting in a non-pop culture livery, but I will still get it pretty much anytime it comes out. There are quite a few, actually a couple that I'm still missing, so I will be slowly picking away at those. I'm patient about it though, not going crazy. So there's that, there's that. This is another casting, of course, that I collect. It's a van. And of course, this is another casting I collect. So when they came out with this series, I'm like, dang it, I gotta buy 3 of them, even though I'm not into DC. So there's that. All right, and then lastly, let's take a look at this Gas Monkey Garage Corvette. I didn't bring up the regular one to show you in gold. I do have quite a few of those still hanging out. But there you go. I don't know what's going on with the Replica Entertainment line. It's been kind of goofy as of late. They've been coming out with basically straight packs where you get a pack of just one, like it's gonna case of one car. Is this? Okay, it is metal. Kind of feels lightweight, like the base might be plastic, but it is metal. Of course, the motor and stuff is plastic. This is part of the interior here. Or no, it's not. Part of the engine piece. So this has more pieces than a regular casting would, I believe, because the interior and stuff is separate, I believe, from this piece. Of course, I'm not going to drill it out to find out, but so here's your Gas Monkey Garage. I don't know how collectible these things will end up being. I personally don't even watch the show, so sorry about that, guys. But I do not watch the show, but I think this Corvette is pretty cool as far as Corvettes go. Not a huge Corvette guy, but I think that is pretty cool. All right, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. We actually looked at quite a bit of stuff, and this second segment of the video ended up being about 23 minutes, which was completely unintended. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker. I may start making a conscientious effort of making these videos a little bit shorter, because I know they've been about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes most of the time, and I know you guys got things to do, and I really am thankful that you spend any time watching my videos whatsoever. I really enjoy showing the hobby with you guys, sharing whatever knowledge I can share, you know, from the limited knowledge I have of all this stuff, and I just really appreciate you guys staying tuned. So thanks again, and you guys have a great week. Hopefully I'll see you in the next episode.